everyone, today's lesson will be a shorter lesson. It's called Factor Bingo. I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to play the game, but we're not going to be able to actually play the game because we don't have each other as partners. So here we go. We're going to start out with some mental math and fluency. I want to look at these problems and I want you to think about what problems you see hidden inside of here, some basic facts. When I look at the first one, I see 5 times 6 hidden in there. And I know that the answer to 5 times 6 is 30. But I know that 5 times 60 equals 300. Let's look at the next one. Basic fact hiding inside of 7 times 70 is 7 times 7, which is 49. And then add that extra 0 to the end. 7 times 70 is 490. Great job. All right, for our math message today, we're going to list at least 5 products that have 4 as one of the factors. So we're thinking of a factor times 4, and then what would that product be? And we want to think of at least 5 products that have 4 as one of the factors. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all out here, and then let's think of some examples together of what we could have put there. So I'm thinking that I could think about what 6 times 4 is, and I could say 6 times 4 is 24. Another one that you can think of is, well, I know 7 times 4 is 28. Let's see, 5 times 4, 20. How about 4 times 4? I think we practiced that recently. 16. And then I could do 40. Do you know what times 4 is 40? 10, correct. So 5 products that have 4 as one of the factors, that would be 24, 28, 20, 16, and 40, because 4 is the common factor that they all have there, and then the other factors change as the products change. So we can see that, remember, these numbers over here are called the factors, and these are called the products. All right, today we're going to spend most of our time working on some fraction review. This is in your math journal. This is page 264. So go ahead and push pause while you get that ready, and then we'll go through this page together. All right, let's walk through this together. Number 1, complete the problems. You may use your fraction tools. We don't have a lot of fraction tools with us right now, but we do have other pages in the book that we can look back on, and we have Mrs. Denowden here with us on this little video. So here we go. Remember, when we look at a number line, we look to see, okay, it starts with 0. Oh, and here is 1 whole. So in order to figure out what each of these little sections would be, we have to count the spaces in between. So we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is cut up into 8ths. If we're talking about this one right here, what fraction would that be? Well, it would be 1/8, 2/8. So on this line, we're going to put 2/8. And it says label the point on the number line with a fraction. Then it says write a different fraction that names the point on the number line. So we want to think of an equivalent fraction. So if I were to draw a circle and divide it into 8 pieces like that, and then I were to shade 2/8 in, does anyone see an equivalent fraction kind of hiding right inside of that one? Yes, I do as well. When I see it, I can see this fraction in there. Can you see it? 1/4. Now, what we're going to do for C is we're going to put those 2 fractions in there, 2/8 and 1/4. And then it says, what symbol would we put in between those 2 fractions? So when we compare 2/8 and 1/4, what symbol will we put there? All right, I'm gonna let you guys fill that part in on your own. Number 2, the rectangle is the whole. We're talking about this rectangle. Partition the rectangle into fourths. So we're going to divide it into 4 equal pieces. And then it says to shade 3/4 of the whole. Hopefully your shading looks better than mine. We've talked about that. And then it says partition the rectangle to show eighths. So now I'm going to use a different color pen because I have that ability. But I'm going to do it in 4 again. And then I'm going to cut each of those in half. And now I have eighths. And it says how many eighths are shaded. So I need you to look inside this rectangle again and count up the number of eighths that are shaded and put that as the numerator on top. And then we're going to put 3/4 here, and we're going to put however many eighths here, and then I need a comparison symbol between 3/4 and however many eighths you found there. Number 3, circle the drawings, big clue there, drawings means there's going to be more than one, that have half of each hole shaded. So you need to look at each of the drawings and try to figure out, do they have half of each of those holes shaded? Then number 4, complete the shading so that 1/2 of the hole is shaded. So this whole rectangle right here, that's the hole. You want to make sure that half of that rectangle is shaded. So you're going to need to figure out how many more you need to shade. All right, that is page 264. I've done most of the work for you. I've left some for you to do. Make sure that you finish that, and then we're going to go on to the math boxes, which I believe are 265. So here we go, page 265 in your math journal. Number 1, measure sides A and B to the nearest 1/4 inch. That was what we learned in lesson 8-1. Without measuring, use what you know about rectangles to figure out the lengths of side C and side D. So you are going to use a ruler on A and B, and you would easily be able to figure out, based on what B is, what D is, and what A is, what C is, without having to actually measure them again. Include the lengths down here, and remember we're doing to the nearest 1/4 inch, so we need to make sure that we have a unit of inches right here. Number 2, complete the extended fact triangle. Write the extended fact family, and I believe that was lesson 8-2 or 8-3? I can't even remember right now. I think it was 8-3. I could be wrong. But I want you to think about this. 3 times 5 would equal what? So 3 times 50 equals what as your answer? You're going to come up with 2 multiplication facts, and you're going to come up with 2 division facts. Remember, with division, our bigger number is going to come first. So go ahead and put those in there. Number 3 is a review from the last unit. You're going to fill in the missing numbers. Look right here, though. Here is 0. Here is 1 whole. Be careful when you are labeling those fractions. And I want you to label fractions for all of these little lines that are down here. And then it tells you to draw a point at 2/3. So on this number line, you're going to draw a point. Number 4, write 2 different fractions that name the shaded area of the circle. So I want you to think of equivalent fractions to name the shaded area of the circle. And then number 5, how can knowing 3 times 5 equals 15 help you complete the extended fact triangle in problem 2? So be thinking about that extended facts that we talked about. All right, for homework today, so you can go ahead and push pause, do this paper, and then go ahead and push play and keep hearing about homework, or we can just head to homework right now and you can go back to this stuff later. I'm going to keep moving forward. You can push pause if you'd like to. All right, so for homework today, we didn't get to really learn exactly how to play Factor Bingo, so I will be kind of talking about this with you, and you're going to be circling products on the game mat, and here is the game mat, and you're playing like a bingo, Factor Bingo, and so the rules with bingo are that you can either form a row, a column, or a diagonal, and then you can call out bingo. So a row would be like 5 in a row. I'm sorry, that's a column. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Snowden. Here we go. A row would be like 5 in a row. A column would be like 5 this way, and then diagonal would be like 5 across or something like that. I'm going to erase that so we can still see. And then you can call out bingo. So it says, look for a product for each factor in the table below on the Factor Bingo game mat. So we're looking over here. Circle the product on the game mat and record it next to the factor on the table. You can only use each product on the game mat one time. Explain to someone at home how you chose that product. For example, 2 is a factor of 6 because 2 times 3 equals 6. Call out bingo if you get 5 products in a row, column, or diagonal. Okay, so if I circle 27, can you think of, it is not wanting to circle, but my finger is circling over there. Okay, can you think of some factors that you can put together to make 27? I can think of 9 as one of my factors for 27. So I would put a 27 over here. And then maybe you're the other person and you choose 18. And you have to think, okay, what times what equals 18? Could any of those be factors? And then you think, oh, let's see here. I know 3 times 6 is 18. So over here you could put 18 as one of your products that has a factor of 3 right there. And you're going to go back and forth. Remember, your goal is to try to get 5 products in a row, column, or diagonal. So I'm going to be expecting, here's what I'm going to be expecting for homework. I would like all of this filled in. So if you're struggling with what's going on over here, these are the numbers that we're going to be using that are going to help you with the products of knowing what to put in this column. So just think to yourself, okay, here's a 15. What times what equals 15? Are any of those factors over here? Yes, they are. I see a 5. I know 5 times 3 is 15, so I could put a 15 here. Hopefully homework goes super quick for you today. I'm really proud of you guys and the hard work that you did yesterday as well. All right, see you later.